complete. Let's see. Let's do this again. Yeah, now I feel complete. I was going to ask you. So, do you have? You've actually done some of your projects with distilled water, right?
Yes, sir.
Have you done any monatomic gold with distilled water?
Yes, sir.
And have you? And did it come out pretty? Did the experiment work good?
I got a photo I can show you right now.
So, in other words, I'm just wondering if you've taken your white powdered gold. First of all, do you believe that it's actually monatomic gold, or since you use distilled water supposedly, then it should be only gold, since your positive and negative were both gold, right?
Yeah, if you bring up my share screen again, tab at the bottom.
Where?
Except
share screen or what? Let's see.
No, just above that, there'll be another rectangle that's a third rectangle.
I am lost.
Below the main screen rectangle, the large rectangle in the center, right below it, there's the little one that's you, the little one that's me, that you click to add and remove. And then
okay, I got to exit out of this. Okay, now say that again. Oh, yeah. No, I see. I had to exit out. Okay. Add to stage. Okay.
There we go. So this one I did do in distilled water with the 24 karat gold anode and cathode. And this is the white monoatomic gold. And then this is nano gold that once it dissolved in as ionic gold into the distilled water, and then once it was super saturated, it started what's the particulating? I always get this wrong. I always struggle with it.
My question to you is
comes out as nano gold. So the stuff on the bottom is like solid colloidal gold, nano metal state gold, and then the above is the white monoatomic fluffy powdered gold.
Well, what I was going to say was you just put gold, electricity, and water, right?
And a small amount of salt.
Oh, so you did put salt. You do understand what that can do, right?
Yeah, I have done it. I have tried it with distilled water, no salt, and the 2 gold, and it just is a lot exponentially slower reaction and process, but it still does produce the same results.
Well, that's what I would recommend would be the safest, because when you put salt in that water, the positive and negative electrodes create sodium hydroxide and hydrochloric acid. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah. So when you put a positive and negative electrode in simply just salt water, it will the positive electrode will form hydrochloric acid, and the negative will form an alkaline of sodium hydroxide. I think sodium hydroxide, right? And so it will literally become, I think, depending on what has more energy, because like if you change the positive and the negative, it'll still be the same, but one will have more energy, so it'll become acidic. If you turn it around, it should become alkaline. And so what you probably created here is actually that if you test, do you have a pH meter?
I've got a bunch of, is it litmus paper? The
litmus paper. You should test the acidity of it or the pH of it.
Good call. I literally just got the stuff in the mail from China. I ordered a couple months ago.
Ultimately, ultimately you want a handheld meter. They're like $80, and you could probably get one for cheaper, and they're so much faster. And every time you use it, you rinse it off just in a thing of distilled water.
I might still have one from like my aquariums, from like my fish aquariums, but I'm gonna have to.
Well, you can actually just put your finger in there and taste the water. Even though I don't, recommend drinking this kind of stuff, since it could be a lot of different things. But I would imagine if you stuck your finger in it, you can tell if it's acidic or if it's alkaline.
No, every time I've touched it, it never feels like it's burning or anything.
It's probably very mildly acidic, because that gold color is what happens when you get hydrochloric acid and gold together. What you doing?
Getting out the litmus paper.
Okay, cool.
So this is like an old picture that I have up, but if you bring in my other camera.
What is that lightning bottle? Yeah.
Like a plasma ball sort of thing.
You bought it already that way, or did you make it?
A friend gave it to me. He got it in Poland.
Okay, so they did it professionally.
Yes, sir.
And is that a beer bottle inside?
That is a Heineken bottle inside.
That's so funny.
You are correct. So if you bring up my second camera there, the third rectangle below.
Okay.
The Bert and Ernie.
Stop sharing.
Just like how you added me and you to the stream. There you go. Can you hear me still?
Yeah. So is that the one? Did you use distilled water with that one?
This one I used salt with it.
Okay.
So that should have a higher chance of having hydrochloric acid form, correct?
Yeah, it could have either.
So I just dipped it in and then you wait for the color to change?
It should change immediately.
It's stayed white?
I can't see. Oh, what color was it before?
The exact same.
Okay, so it's neutral.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so it didn't change anything.
That is correct.
Okay, well, that's good. What that other bottle that you had a picture of, that would probably not be the case with that one. And sometimes when you have these minerals in your water from the faucet, they can change your, like the magnesium can change it to alkaline. And so you really got to use distilled water if you want to do things right, and try it without salt. And I would love to have you dry some of that out and send me a sample.
Absolutely.
And I'll pay you for your time on it.
If you just cover the cost of shipping, it's all good.
Okay. What? Let me show me that strip that you just pulled out.
This is a new strip. This
Why
is
is
the
there
color.
two of them?
I just pulled the brown one that's behind it.
Oh, I see. No, it's actually the brown one's the one you want to do.
Oh, the brown one's the one you want to do.
Yeah, the white one's just plastic.
Gotcha.
So put it in again and see if it changes, and compare it to your color thing.
I don't know. I don't think it changed color.
Okay, yeah. If it yeah, it could be pretty much neutral. That's why a meter is so great, because a meter does it immediately, and you can do it over and over. Because sometimes also the top versus the bottom can change by 1 or 2 points.
Yeah, this one here, it changed blue.
Oh, did it?
It went dark.
Okay, well that's good to know. At least it's working.
Yeah. Oh, did
Okay.
it ever?
So what's the pH of it? Show me.
I'm about to figure that out. Live science happening.
That's right. I can't believe you haven't done this much. This is so important, you know. You got to know the pH of things.
It's a 9 on this one.
Okay, so it's alkaline. Yeah.
Or maybe 11 actually. Yeah, it's more blue.
Show me it. Show me, compare it to the other. Let me see the colors too. That is.
Oh no, it is green. It's showing greenish.
Yeah, that's a green. That's.
So it is 9.
It's about a 9. Let's see. It's about an. I would say it's about an 8. It's about an 8. See in the bottom?
Ah, yeah.
It's about an 8. Anyway, that's normal. Anyway, so my question to you is, do you think you can do another experiment with brand new water, brand new gold, positive?
I'm gonna need. I'm out of gold.
Are you?
Yes, I am.
What did you do with the? What did you use in the first time? Just a coin on each side?
10 gram, 24 karat bars.
10 grams. Okay, that's good. Well, yeah. So we basically. Don't you want to buy more gold now that you got a job?
Exactly. Just I got to fix my truck first, so we'll be a couple months. But yes, absolutely.
Because I just fixed my car. I just had the valves adjusted, and I had to replace a bunch of ignition coils, spark plugs, and oxygen sensors myself. And I fixed my car finally. It's running beautifully.
Nice.
But yeah. So I would say.
Well, I'm gonna be testing all my jars now.
Yeah, you should. And the thing is the alkalinity. When you're making monatomic gold from hydrochloric acid and nitric acid and stuff, you have to have a meter, because otherwise it takes way too much time to test it so that you know at what stage it is, you know. And otherwise you'll end up using way too much sodium hydroxide, and it's just so much easier to learn how to use a meter. So that's your goal, is to start doing it this way.
That's
And
my next purchase before the gold.
is what?
The meter.
Yeah, a meter. That's right. But you got to be careful with your meter and obey the instructions. Otherwise, if you don't rinse it off every single time you use it, then it can slowly just make it not accurate.
Gotcha. That makes sense. All right. What's next to test? This jar.
watch some YouTube videos on how to use it and take care of it. But hey, can I talk to you for a sec?
Yeah, I'm here.
So that's your goal, is to get a pH meter and start testing your things just to get an idea of pH, which is so important. And then and do a gold, distilled water gold, no salt, and get some of the precipitate and dry it out.
Precipitate, that's the word I was looking for.
Yeah, precipitate. I'm not even saying it right. Precipitate. Precipitate. Let's see. What is the word precipitate in chemistry?
Seven is neutral, right?
Yeah. Precipitate, yeah.
So that's looking neutral.
The water had precipitate in it. Yeah, precipitate. The water had precipitate in it. That's how you say it. But anyway, and then dry it out and send me some. And so the other thing is you want to start, if it's truly, if you're producing monoatomic gold, then you want to start doing experiments with it, with electrical devices and other things, because that's where you're going to find out how to charge it and get the exotic effects.
Absolutely.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I just needed a little guidance on what to properly do with it and whatnot. I'm gonna start experimenting with small little controllable power sources to start changing the voltages a little bit, being able to control it and whatnot.
Yeah, do you have one of those? Do you have any type of device where you can just adjust it and try it at different?
I do. I just haven't used it yet, but I will be doing that in the coming.
I thought I saw one. I thought I saw one of them for like $70 or $80.
Well, I got a couple. I just haven't done anything with them yet.
Because at different voltages, I think different things happen. But I would be curious to learn more about that. But do you want to see my new device?
Always.
Okay. Let's see real fast. What was my question? Okay. Let's see. Oh wow! Look at this! I can't believe it. This actually works. I didn't try this yet. So this is actually. Can you see? Do you want me to take off your other screen?
Yeah, for sure.
So how do I do that? Let's see. Exit full screen. Remove.
And I just left. You got her.
There we go. Okay. Oh wow, that's cool. So this is a light bulb that actually goes in a light bulb. And you know the hieroglyphics where they show
I don't see what.
Oh, I see. Oops.
Aha.
Do you see the hieroglyphics in Egypt has this a pillar with
That's so
stuff
cool.
going around it as one of
Yeah.
their advanced technologies. And I found that this was made, and this is actually from the 60s and 70s or 70s and 80s. And it's just glowing there, but if you put it in a light bulb, the whole thing glows around it. But right now
That's
it's just,
cool.
oops. Can you see it?
Yep. The plasma.
Yeah. And let me show you what it looks like with light.
So cool.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Do you see what that looks like?
Yeah.
So I think, believe it or not, even though it's not enough energy to really do anything, if you had a powerful one of these in helium gas, it would radiate out a very beneficial field to the body. And it would just be, these monatomic gases, I believe, would be the proper way our light bulb should work. Then when you're using this light, it's super soft, small particles. It's not, well, I guess we're still getting
I like
photons,
what you're saying with that.
but if you look at this, so that's the light bulb. And yeah, that's interesting. Oh, let me turn off this light. And then this is argon.
So cool.
And then, wow, it really makes it brighter on the screen. I have all 5 monoatomic gases here, which I will demonstrate for you. As long as your mom and dad don't want you to go to bed immediately.
Uh,
Do you live with your parents or your girlfriend?
I live with my dad.
Okay. Well, no, that's totally cool. I forgot. How old are you?
I turned 40 this year.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I lived with my parents for a few years when I was in my late 30s.
Yeah, I guess I'm at the latest of my 30s right now.
It's all right, man. It happens to some.
If you want to put your screen larger than mine,
Okay, well that will help you, huh?
well, and the recording, because you'll just be larger for everyone to see.
Oh, are you recording this?
Your YouTube is recording this.
Oh, okay. Is it live on YouTube?
Yes, sir. We
Oh,
are
yeah.
live on your YouTube.
Oh, yeah. But yet no one's watching us. That's too bad. Let's see. So, like that.
There
we
yeah,
go.
that works too.
Does that look
Yeah,
better
that's
on
the
YouTube?
best. That's the largest. Absolutely.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, yeah. Look at that. Oh, sorry, Mike. I just got to take a call from the girlfriend.
Okay.
I'll just be muted for a minute, but I'm here.
Okay. it doesn't work.
And what gas is that one?
Oh, you off the phone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is it's these ghosts. These are super bright. The other ones are not, but they still look the same on screen. But this is actually helium, which is, remember, the most monatomic. And it's getting warm. Sometimes it gets hotter than other times, but this is a vial, an ampule of many different little glass tubes. There's about 10 of them. So when the helium is electrified, the electricity has to go through just one teeny little tube, so it intensifies the current through just a small little area instead of the whole tube, like these, right?
Gotcha.
So it's why
That
you
makes
buy
sense.
these, and these
I gotta
are,
lift it up just a little bit higher for the camera. There you go.
so these are super bright ampules of helium, and they cost a little bit more than these do because of how they make them. But it just as much, it helps you see that just a stronger current will make the gas brighter. So there's that versus that. Anyway,
that's awesome.
And then I didn't show you this one, did I? Let's see. That's neon.
Ooh.
So anyway, so I'm just
like, oh yeah, look at that color.
I'm having a guy make a device that's going to be some custom devices that are like that will use neon and helium for an experiment with beneficial energy, and it shouldn't cost too much, but he's going to make me some specialized neon, like neon signs, but just without the sign, just the neon tubes.
Absolutely.
And so we're going to do some experiments with those. But anyway, I just want to show you those.
I'm stoked. I'm loving that.
Yeah.
So then when I send you some dried out monatomic gold, you can get a tube with that in it as well, right?
Yes, and I already had that thought. I even wanted to put it in my experiment with, what's it called? The mercury.
Ah, definitely.
But that will take a lot, and so I probably will have to wait on that. But in other words, to put a little bit in a glass tube and put electricity to it, yeah, that would be interesting to see if it radiates any type of interesting field that can be felt.
Right. Well, it should ionize it and turn it into a plasma, right? If monoatomics are the plasma nano solid state, as Keshi claims, that if it's in a sealed glass tube, when you put current through it, it should ionize it just like it does to the noble gases that you have in them. And that would be like a proof of concept that it does activate it and turn it into an active plasma, the same as a gas when in
it's just the fact that we're experimenting, and you never know what you find. You learn so much when you do these experiments, and yeah, it takes time and money, but we got time, and
it's real science. It's worth it, right?
Yeah. So I would be curious so I took, my experiment where I took the green gold. If you use nitric acid in the process of monatomic gold, you'll come out with a green monatomic gold in the end before it's annealed. And David Hudson talked about that being the real monatomic gold that you find in nature. And so basically, I put a bunch of that with mercury, just those two. And I came back and it was red. It had turned, after a day of boiling, it turned red. And that's the red
Really?
monatomic gold that the Catholic Church Knights Templar would use to make the stained glass for the cathedrals. The red famous stained glass was made red through monoatomic gold, which was what they used to make it red.
That's cool.
Because they would have leftover stuff that would lose its charge, and so it was no use. So they would put it into the glass to make windows. So in other words, it's only beneficial when it's charged, and and there's different forms of it. Like the projection stone is a red powder, which then you put it at the bottom of a crucible and put like 10 ounces of gold on top of it and heat it up really hot, and it will turn that red gold into a red piece of glass. And you would put that under your tongue, and it would make you immortal, supposedly.
Really?
Yeah.
I have not read that one. That's fascinating.
You need to read the book, The Elixir of Immortality by Robert E. Cox. And that'll explain all this stuff. So, and you can have the book read to you. So get a digital form of the book and have it read to you, like while you're working at work and stuff. And it'll get you up to date.
What was the author again?
Robert E. Cox.
Found the ebook.
Yeah, so get that, and it's like $10 or something, and have it read to you while you're working. And trust me, man, it'll blow your mind. I mean, he goes into history and everything. It's he's dead. He died a couple years ago. So I tried to talk to him before he died, but I never got a chance, and I should have. Anyway.
At least we have his writing.
Yeah.
But I feel you on that. We got to try to get a hold of David Hudson while he's still alive.
Yes, I know where he lives. I told you I've talked with him and his wife.
Really?
Yeah, I told you that a while ago.
I completely forgot.
Yep. I actually found this was like 3 years ago. I found where he lived in Arizona, and I actually accidentally found his address and went to his address, and there was his old truck that he showed in one of his things. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is his house. So I knocked on the door, and his wife was there. She said he was out. So we talked for a little while, had a great conversation. And then she's like, come back tomorrow. He'll be here. And so I came back the next day and talked with him for a little bit. And
that's amazing.
His son actually still, I believe, David Hudson told me that his son is the one who runs everything now. And what does that mean to you? Do you know?
I don't. This is the first I'm hearing of his son and his son taking over.
Yeah. So most likely the deposits they found of this monatomic platinum group elements, they sell to the Department of Defense. And I looked up you got to know how to research this stuff, but I looked up his stuff, and he earns $450,000 a year. And
really,
and I think
royalties.
No, through
sale.
Through they call it a fertilizer. So supposedly they sell a fertilizer to the government.
Interesting.
And so what the fertilizer is those deposits that he discovered. They're still selling them to the government, so the government can make technology out of it.
So that's where NASA's getting its monatomic gold.
Yes. And that's what his son's doing, is running it. And that's just a theory, but I do think that it's true. Anyway you cut it, I'm going to be sending them an email in the next, and a letter in the next month or so, and just see if I can talk to them about what's going on. Anyway, yeah, you got some good information today, huh?
100%.
All right. Well,
Appreciate it,
else?
brother.
Yeah, I was gonna say thanks for helping me with all the stuff we went over,
and vice versa.
And yeah, I have another experiment which I can show you later with my uranium.
Ooh.
It's a 5-gallon bucket of uranium.
You're whispering it as if you're not broadcasting this live and recording it to YouTube.
No, there's people in the house that are sleeping.
Gotcha.
I just don't want to be loud.
Fair.
But anyway, yeah, so I'll show you that next time.
I look forward to it.
Anyway, cool. Well, let's shut this baby down, and we'll do this again soon.
100%.
Okay. Thanks, Bernie. We'll talk soon. Later.
Much love, brother. Oh dear. He didn't hit end live stream. Now I'm gonna have to text him and let him know he's got to go back in. Well. All right, just texted Esoteric Gold that he's got to come back and end the live stream for it to end on YouTube and stop the recording. But while we wait, we can look at some more of the monoatomics. So this